Greetings, geeks and nerds. I'm Lady Universe and White Nerdy, and it's time for another Lady Universe Top 10. And this one, yes, I am doing early and getting done and out of the way. And also, what makes these things much more fun about being a YouTuber is that during the months of summer, when it's hot and humid outside, you have to pick a good day in order to record certain episodes. Fun. Anyways, we're going back to Power Rangers in Space to tackle my top 10 favorite episodes, which I think that you guys will enjoy. Also, I've been on a binge of rewatching this, so yeah, we're gonna go back and check out this series yet again. So I think that this will be an interesting video. So these are my top 10 favorite Power Rangers in Space episodes. But before we get into the topic of the video, a small disclaimer for most of you. Number one, just remember that these episodes are my picks, so they might not be your favorite episodes, but they are my favorite episodes. Secondly, just remember that this is just for fun, so nobody please take like if one episode that you really like is lower instead of higher on the list, please do not come after me and say you don't know what you're doing because of insert reason here. Again, just my pick. And also, finally, and lastly, and this is probably the begin, and the most important one, is that just to have fun. So, if an episode that you like isn't on this list, then this should inspire you to make your own. So, let's rock it back into nostalgia, and let's take off with the Power Rangers in space, and join Andros on the search for his sister. This is the Lady Universe Top 10 favorite Power Rangers in Space episodes. Let's kick things off, shall we? Number 10. A date with danger. Astronomer's up to a new trick, but instead of her old-fashioned trick, she sent a creature known only as the Horrible after the Ranger that scans their weapons, which making them immovable for him. And she also summons this weird poodle monster to start attacking Zane, but everything goes well until she accidentally opens fire upon her own monster. And as you'd imagine, Hush Puppy is not too happy with his lamb chop as he opens fire and almost basically kills her and her own men right in front of her. And this is going well. But her life is saved by her mortal enemy, Zane the Silver Ranger, or just a Power Ranger in general, which becomes a part of the episode setting up a relationship between Astronomer and Zane. A Date with Danger is a pretty fun episode that you can tell that they really were having fun with, and it's just a goofy concept, but it's such a great episode, even in spite of the goofy concept. It is a romance comedy, but it's a romance comedy with Power Rangers sprinkled in, which I think even makes it all the better, even for being a big fan of The Princess Bride. If you haven't seen A Date with Danger yet, I highly recommend that you do. It's creative, it's funny, and it's one of the best well-written episodes from Jordan Lynn that's on this list. So what else can I say but let's go on a date with Zane and Astronomers for this season, shall we? And give A Date with Danger a watch and a try.
Let's rock it!
Number 9. The Craterite Invasion. Quite a creepy episode to be believed. A young boy by the name of Patrick loves making up tall tales and crying wolf, making up stories to be believed just so he could get attention from his best friends. Which nobody believes Patrick after he's been telling so many tall tales. Nobody buys it, nobody believes him, everybody is skeptical to this young child. Keep that in mind. But while the actual megaship is flying through a electrical storm out in space, is suddenly zapped by lightning and suddenly stops the Craterite administration, causing a Craterite invasion to beyond the actual megaship, with the Rangers having no way of stopping these creatures and stopping their plan to take over the world. The Craterite invasion can be seen as kind of a horror episode, and I kind of buy that. It mostly can be seen as a horror element in a horror property for a Power Ranger show. It's sort of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but turned down into PG, which all in all for Power Rangers even makes it much more of a special episode, including some creepy action that even is in this series episode. If you've never seen the Craterite Invasion before, I highly recommend that you do. It's a very good episode. It also has a plot for children never to tell tales and stories and lies to other people. Great concept. So if you haven't checked it out before, I highly recommend that you do, especially if you're a horror fan and you watch all Power Rangers. This one deserves a get go, and it's definitely worth it in the long run and in the end.
Did you see that? We need more power.
Number 8. Five of a kind. The Rangers have to deal with their psycho counterparts, the Psycho Rangers, if you will, and everything goes pretty swimmingly the way that TJ had it planned, until it starts not to. For you see, at first their plan was working until the Psycho Blue noticed that he wasn't fighting the Blue Ranger and went to go fight him, until Zane tried to come to their aid and tried to come to their rescue. Poor TJ getting the snot kicked out of him. He's completely fucking obliterated by his Psycho counterpart as Psycho Blue leans over him and almost killing him. TJ survives, but he knows that now the Psychos are much more smarter than he anticipated, so he has to try to figure out a way of defeating the Psycho Rangers. So TJ does what anybody would do. Go back and watch TV. I mean, go back and watch the replay of what happened at your last battle since somehow it was recorded. When the color on screen gives way, it gives TJ a major idea. How about if we color everybody the exact same color to confuse the psychos? Five of a Kind is a brilliant episode, which really goes to show you that they were more creative than they are now back in the past of really giving you any and all crazy ideas. Ever wanted to see Forever Blue before Gokaiger would make it a thing? Then check out Five of a Kind. It's a brilliant written episode and a great directed one, and it's worth checking out, especially if you like the Psycho Rangers.
The controls aren't responding.
Oh no! All systems are shutting down.
He's trying to...
Number 7. Carlos on call. While hanging out at his usual spot, the surf spot, believe it or not, Carlos ends up meeting a little girl by the name of Sophie, who becomes an important member of the team and important for this episode. At first, he bonds over Sophie with some video games, some WWE or WWF SmackDown as it were, and Sophie and him create a good bond. That is until Carlos had to leave in a hurry, a massively big hurry. So Carlos does what any normal person probably wouldn't do, needs instead of a photo booth and decides to transform. And Sylvie was the one who finds out that Carlos is the Power Ranger in space Black Ranger, and so the episode continues from here with Sophie finding out. As Sophie wants to have the bestest day ever with her newfound friend Carlos, so she blackmails him and tells him that she'll do anything with the photos if Carlos doesn't include on her plans. Carlos on Call is a heartbreaking story, unfortunately, but it's one of the best ones that you could do after Carlos snaps at Sylvie, he learns something valuable about her. I'm not going to disturb it here or ruin it for people here, but if you haven't seen this episode, you definitely should give it a watch. No spoilers or anything, go and check it out. It's a wonderful and terrific episode.
Well, what do you think?
I don't want to be an astronaut anymore.
Huh? You don't?
Nope.
Number 6. The Delta Discovery. Diva talks in her Piranhathons or upon a jungle planet, ready her hiding Jordan, at least for the time being, that is. But then someone finds out. As the Power Ranger's old friend, the Phantom Ranger, is there, and he finds out where Jordan is, so he decides to relay a message, an important message, in an emergency to the Power Rangers and fast. Unfortunately, Divatox surrounds the poor Phantom Ranger and also damages his suit, so he's no longer able to, turn invisible. But when the Rangers get there, it's too late, and the Phantom Ranger is totally out of exhaustion, out of energy, and also probably out of time, as he decides to give Andros something very important. He gives Andros the key card to activate something only known as the Delta Megazord, as Andros takes off to go and try to find it. The Delta Discovery is kind of nothing more than just, oh, look at this, we introduced a new Megazord into the Power Ranger franchise, but I still love this introduction anyway. Also, I used to rent the VHS tape out a lot of Rangers Gone Psycho, and also this, plus the next parter in this top 10, but still, I love it anyways. So if you want a brand new Megazord to appease your status, then I highly recommend checking out the Delta Discovery. It's quite an amazing episode, and it's quite an amazing ride, so you should check it out.
Ready and fire!
Number 5. The Rangers' Mega Voyage. While doing battle with Dark Honda and this weird whatever it is creature, the Astro Delta Megazord ends up getting destroyed or a little bit damaged. That is until they disengage to the Delta Megazord, and they go after what Zordon gave them, keycards to something known as the Mega Voyager. Yes, the episode is again kind of like a go and find a Megazord. I don't care. Do you know how awesome giant robots are to me? They are kind of my pornography. But this is an awesome and amazing introduction to such an awesome and amazing Megazord, and also one of my personal favorite Megazords in all of Power Rangerdom. So if you have the chance, check this episode out.
Another one?
Number 4. Countdown to Destruction 2-parter. The world is being destroyed as we know it. Countless worlds are being destroyed by past Power Ranger enemies. Everything is being destroyed, and there is nothing anyone can do to stop the evil forces. Even people are rounded up and put into basically imprisonment camps. This is a Power Rangers children's show. It should not get that dark. And if you know your Power Ranger endings, as per the usual, the Rangers are left powerless, defenseless, with nothing else up their sleeve that they can do except for hope for a miracle. As the doom of the entire world is upon them, Dark Spectre and Astronomer are close to conquering over the Earth and annihilating them all. Countdown to Destruction is a great two-parter and also one of my favorite personal Power Ranger endings because of just how dark and despair that this all feels. Like, you get the feeling when you're watching this that this is the absolute end, the destruction of the world and the destruction of the Power Rangers as we know it, and it all comes to a great ending. It's a terrific ending to such a terrific franchise and such a terrific series in a total, and it is worth giving it a watch, especially if you're willing to, because it is fantastic.
Duty as a Power Ranger to save the universe. Now is the time.
Ha! I made a bunch of you sad. This is like when people review the never-ending story and burn in when Artak died. The Zordon didn't deserve to die. I made myself sad at the same time. Let's just skip on the episode 3. After I'm done crying my eyes out. Oh, Zordon, why? Number 3. The Silver Secret. While battling against the forces of evil, Zane's powers keep diminishing. They keep getting weaker instead of stronger, and he can only last for 2.5 minutes in its morph mode. But because of a miscommunication, the other Rangers think that Zane is dying, and Zane decides to use this to his evil intent and evil purposes. But while going through with this, astronomers keep trying to destroy Zane, trying to take him out of the picture, but unfortunately, it doesn't exactly work just yet for her evil plan. As Zane finds out, very similar to a car battery, all his morpher needs is a jolt of lightning in order to work, so he's gonna go and get one in order to save his best friend. The Silver Secret is a great episode. It really feels like they were trying to do something different with like the Tommy element, and this one worked so damn perfectly that I love it to pieces. So if you haven't seen this one yet, I highly recommend that you do. It's a great written episode, greatly directed, and also Justin Nimmo does a great job as Zane in this one. Really highly recommended.
No! Silver Ranger lives!
Number 2. Rangers Gone Psycho. Have the world's greatest superheroes completely lost their minds? There, apparently in this episode, the answer is yes, as the Power Rangers are at their first deemed criminals. Things get even more stranger when the Power Rangers start attacking one another, especially same color on same color, which just doesn't make any sense for a team like this. But it turns out that these are the evil doppelgangers known only as the Psycho Rangers, and they are the Rangers' evil matches, and even matches at best too. Rangers Gone Psycho is a brilliant introduction to these Rangers, and it should be watched by any and all Power Ranger fans, so if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend giving it at least a shot.
We're the Psycho Rangers. We're faster than you, smarter than you.
And my number one favorite Power Rangers in Space episode is Always a Chance. A new enemy shows its face in Angel Grove, one only known as Liz Wizard, whose special ability is that he can steal data and include important data from anyone that he sticks his tongue into. As the Rangers try to face him and take him down, Liz Wizard decides to look up Cassie and decides to take her with him, and switch places. As he switches places with Cassie, Carlos accidentally injures Cassie to a point where she cannot get up, as Carlos accidentally injured one of his best friends. As Carlos has to learn how to deal with himself after he just injured a friend, but there's always a chance that somebody in the field could get injured, including a best friend and fellow Ranger. Roger Velasco is important in this episode, and he does a great job at balancing out how to be a Ranger and to know when to quit, as he is the highlight of this episode. Not only that, but he also gets to train a helping hand when he talks to Adam Park, the past previous Ranger, who decides to give him a helping hand about how to do this. Always a Chance is a terrific episode, and it is my favorite, not just because of the awesome performance by Johnny and Botts, that's always a plus, but it's one of the best written and best directed episodes. And again, what makes it better is Roger Velasco's important discovery of a Ranger who can't do it anymore, and he just had enough, as that's also always important. Give Always a Chance a watch. It's a brilliant episode, a brilliantly written one, and a brilliant conducted one all things together, and it's my favorite of all time Power Ranger in Space episode. And that will do it, my friends. That is my top 10 favorite Power Rangers in Space episodes. Did I tackle one of yours or didn't I? Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I've been Lazy Universe. I've been waiting nerdy. This has been a Lazy Universe top 10. Thank you so much for watching. And now, if you excuse me, I gotta go before my battery dies on my camera. But I've been Lazy Universe. I've been waiting nerdy. Be sure to keep geeking on. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter with a link in the description down below. And this has been a Lazy Universe top 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, and as always, guys, take care.